Jackie said, "So, what do you call what you do with Charles every day?" "Oh, that," Gemma laughed. "Torture." Gemma feigned poking Charles in the belly, and he flinched away. It's not that he has an aversion to women. Just Gemma. She loved to irritate Charles at every opportunity. "Jackie, I need to have this week's records up to date before Friday, so why don't you get cracking on those while Charles and I are out? Then we'll see what to do from there." Charles pulled his car keys from his pocket. "Be back in a bit." I followed him out the back door. As much as I love my Land Rover, I loved being the passenger for a change. I climbed into the passenger seat of Charles's black Audi Spider. This little sports car screamed sex, and Charles looked quite sexy behind the wheel. "When will you have the information from the ISP?" I was feeling pretty cool for knowing that an internet service provider was called ISP for short. "I already have it. I don't need the ISP's permission to get the address. I just hacked in and got it myself." Charles outdid my smugness by leaps and bounds. "Okay, but isn't that illegal?" "And you have started caring now?" Charles took his eyes off the road a bit too long for my taste as he glared at me. "Fine. Geez, watch where you're driving." I slouched down in my seat. I had the address, but I didn't want Jackie to know. I wanted to check out the house and see who lives there first. I'd rather go into this knowing what's in store, and I do know the owner of the house isn't Dylan Frederick. This isn't good. My heart felt sick. "His name is William Garrison. My buddy at the academy was looking up his vitals. I have his cell phone number from Katie's phone." "You wrote down all the passwords for Jackie, right?" "Yes." Charles drew the word out. "So she's going to be able to get into Katie's phone and read all the messages." Charles reached into his front pocket. This was a feat as he struggled around the seatbelt. It was only a moment before he handed me a cell phone. "Katie's," Charles said. "The password?" Charles told me the password, and within seconds I was navigating through a very personal stream of text messages. "Dylan, I really want a sundae, but I don't have ice cream. Can I pour chocolate on you, lick until I get to your cherry?" "Katie, ha ha, you are so cute. I'd love to have you lick chocolate off my body." The rest were in the same vein until the very recent messages. "Dylan, I can't stop thinking about you. I need to see you." "Katie, I can't stop thinking of you either." "Dylan, what color panties are you wearing?" "Katie, I'm not wearing any." "Dylan, prove it." "Katie, haha." "Dylan, I need to see you." "Katie, call me." "Dylan, seriously?" "Katie, call me." "Well?" Charles was getting impatient. "Haven't you read them?" "Of course I have. I just want to know what you think." "I think that this is very sick. I mean, phone sex is bad enough if you're an adult, but Katie is 14 years old. She shouldn't even know this stuff." I could feel my stomach churning. "Oh, honey, they learn a lot earlier these days. Sex is everywhere." Charles grabbed the phone and scrolled down. "See that?" I looked at what he'd pointed out. I wasn't really sure what I was looking at. Then it hit me. We didn't need to know the IP location. The guy's address was in a text message. Holy cow. The text message was from 2 days ago. "They were planning to meet up. I'm guessing they've either met and he really is a teenage boy, or they haven't met and he's not a teen." I didn't follow Charles's train of thought. "Why is that?" "Well, Katie is acting like a typical teen. If she'd met up with this guy and he was a teen, she'd still be acting like a teen. If it was a man, she'd be acting a whole lot different." Charles was matter of fact. I got it. She'd be humiliated if the love of her young teen life turned out to be a pedophile. All I could think was that Charles and I had to stop this before it went too far. I had no problem being the bad guy. At that moment, I longed for the good old days with no phones and no internet. When I was a teenager, we met the guys we had crushes on in person. No texting. But there were some pretty long hours on the phone. I remember my mom footing the bill to put in what they called a teen line. Then I just had to fight with my sister about phone use. And the greatest invention of all, call waiting. There weren't any predators pretending to be someone they weren't. It was all right there in front of you. Not anymore. Also, did you notice the texting stopped after she told him to call her? So do you think that's